Hello and welcome to City Council Comments. I'm Steve Erickson along with Mayor Jerry Cook. Today we're talking about the May 1st and the May 15th City Council meetings. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Had our two normal meetings and we get a little break here. We have 5 Tuesdays here in May.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's right, because our first meeting was right away on the 1st.
Yeah, we got it right out of the way. May 1st, May 15th, all done.
Yeah, and I love the May 15th meeting, thinking of the contrast from exactly 1 month earlier. With a foot and a half of snow or whatever it was.
Where we had the big blizzard and all the snow plowing headaches.
It was this glorious evening, and it's Minnesota. Love it.
Well, the weather has certainly changed, and it certainly feels a lot more summer-like now. Let's jump into things here on the May 15th meeting. Yes. One of the first items to talk about there is a presentation we had from the Crooked Lake Area Association.
Yeah, so pretty much annually, the Crooked Lake Owners Association, Crooked Lake Area Association owners, I guess.
Yeah.
It's predominantly the owners and the users of Crooked Lake. Come in and kind of give us an update. We supply funding, as does Andover, because we split ownership of that lake. And we've been trying to, they had a milfoil issue in that lake, and they've been working really hard, some real aggressive treatments, and they've actually eradicated the milfoil from the lake. And that's a huge win. It's going to be a model for other lakes to look at. And so now they're in the process of planting new natural growth because nature abhors a vacuum. So, so they have to plant something there so that the milfoil doesn't come back and start over again. And they're having real good success planting this new natural vegetation, and the lake's doing great, and they're just real happy. So.
All right. Well, we're getting into that boating season here where people are bringing their boats out, and obviously it's an important thing is to watch for the invasive species and stuff like that you're transporting. So
let's not transport it.
Yeah, not good. Keep everything. All right, well, moving along, council approved an on-sale wine, 3.2 malt, strong beer, and Sunday liquor license. This is for a new restaurant going here in Coon Rapids.
So one of the big mysteries has been the 3 new building spaces right by the new Home Depot. Mm-hmm. And the rumors are just flying, what's going in there. I don't know anybody that actually knows. Somebody must, but I don't. And we've got an application for a 3.2% malt, strong beer, and Sunday liquor licensing for Akita Sushi in Coon Rapids. So now I think we've nailed it down. One of the spaces will be a sushi restaurant, and they'll have 3.2 malt, strong beer, and Sunday liquor. Okay. So we're kind of happy about that.
Yeah, it's good to see a different restaurant coming in here, and this will occupy one of those spaces, it sounds like.
It'll be one of the 3 spaces. The other 2, I guess, are to be named later.
Okay. All right, and we don't know yet when they will be opening?
They were talking about June, they were hoping.
Okay, because the building looks fairly substantially complete over there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, doing business as Kyoto Sushi.
Okay.
So Akita Sushi is apparently the corporate name, and then doing business as Kyoto Sushi, 3500 124th Avenue. Plan to open in June of 2018.
Okay. So not too far off here.
Not too far off. So, and then hopefully we'll have some more information about those others.
All right. We'll stay tuned for that. Council adopted a resolution accepting the Community Strength Foundation donation in the amount of $6,480. This is for our upcoming summer concert series.
One of the great things about living around Coon Rapids and living in Coon Rapids is the summer concert series. It's just this great evening of entertainment currently down at the Coon Rapids Dam. And it starts off June 7th with the Capri Big Band, and we've got several bands. And what item was that? That was item 5.
That was item 5, yep.
And if I touch on 5, then we will know that the donation will offset costs for the Capri Big Band, the Backyard Band, the Authorities, Gravel Roads, Ecuador Manta, Good Foot Express, Castaways, Big E and the Collins Blues Company, and the Red Letter Band. So summer full of good entertainment.
Yeah, and a lot of those are actually new bands that I don't think have performed here before. Quite a few of those names.
Yeah, nope. Our Arts Commission works really hard to bring in good entertainment, and they're great hosts for the evening. And I would imagine that the Scouts will be back with popcorn and snacks, and the Coon Rapids North Star Lions is down there making burgers and selling tacos and brats, and it's a great evening.
Yeah.
Great evening.
So again, Thursday, June 7th is the first one. They start at 7 o'clock. rain or shine, bring your blanket, lawn chairs, all that, and get comfortable.
Right. Yeah. You actually, it's better to be there earlier, or you're going to be sitting further in the back, and the food isn't designed to make it the whole event. Okay. So you'll want to get there like 6:30 if you want to make a nice meal of it.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we know it's a big attraction, and will be again this summer.
Yeah.
Council adopted resolutions awarding contracts for the Riverwalk sanitary sewer rehabilitation and amended the sanitary sewer budget.
Right. So the Met Council was in doing some camera work to see how the sewer lines were, and they discovered that we had a system that was failing, a line that was failing, and it's a major line. It's this 42-inch concrete that moves everything south of the railroad tracks to the Met Council, to the sewage treatment plant. So that's a really big thing, and we would not want that to fail. And so because Port Riverwalk, the old Coon Rapids Shopping Center area, is currently vacant, however, very close to being, construction started, they wanted to replace the line through that project so that it wouldn't be an issue. So we're replacing 1,100 feet of 42-inch cement line, $1,100,000. It's an expensive project, but it will be amortized out over 75 years, and hopefully it'll last 75 years. Yeah. The first one didn't, but the new one will.
Hopefully better improved technology or something.
Yeah.
But like you said, certainly something you don't want to fail and cause bigger problems and bigger headaches.
Right. And because it's constantly in operation, they'll be actually installing bypass lines, like 3 bypass lines to move it until the line is replaced. So.
All right. Council accepted plans and specifications for the Egret Boulevard water main replacement.
Right. So in 2011 or 2012, Egret Boulevard was reconstructed from Coon Rapids Boulevard down to the Coon Rapids Dam. And when we do street reconstructions, if we've had a series of water main fails, there's a certain number, then they decide, we're going to replace the water main too. Unfortunately, that one didn't rise to the standard then, but then we've had many fails in that small section since then. So now they're going to go in and they're going to do some horizontal boring, and they're going to replace the water main through that stretch and they're going to try and not destroy a lot of the street, any more of the street than they have to. Okay. But it's just they've had multiple failures, and that's just very difficult for the folks down there to constantly be without water service and have this random main break pop up.
Okay, so basically accepting the plans and specs at this point, eventually I imagine go out for bids. Is this a project that is being done this year then?
That's the hope, yep.
Okay, all right. Council considered access agreement. This is with CS McCrossin Construction. This is for the Hansen Boulevard grade separation project.
Right. CS McCrossin was a successful bidder. They're the ones that it's the contractor doing that Hansen overpass. And as you can imagine, with all of this work going on, they have lots of equipment, lots of materials, and they're trying to find places to put it all. Mm-hmm. And so we are allowing them to use the south of 108th, I believe that's Avenue there. Twin Park runs on both sides of the street. I think it's Twin Park. And so the south side, we're going to allow them to use that park for storage of materials. Not equipment or things like that. No deliveries before a certain hour, trying to, limit the bother to the neighbors there, but in the spirit of cooperation, trying to give them space to work. Yeah. And then when they're done, they'll have to rebuild it and, make it nice again. And okay. But they'll only be accessing that from Hansen. They won't be driving down 108th and then cutting in. Okay. Which is, we didn't want all that wear and tear on that street. Yeah. So it'll all be coming across the property from Hansen.
Okay. And work has gotten underway there in recent weeks. They've reduced it to 1 lane in each direction there from the boulevard, kind of up past the railroad tracks, correct?
You need to be paying attention. Yeah. Right from Coon Rapids Boulevard, all of a sudden you're driving on one side of the median two-way traffic. But then at the railroad grade crossing, because we have the whistle-free intersection, we have the splits and the arms the way they are, they had to split back up so you cross the tracks on your right sides, but then cross back over again. You need to be paying attention. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so that's there. We'll obviously be seeing more work done this year. They're doing a lot of the utility relocation and that kind of work, and then I know some of the frontage roads will eventually be done, but sort of the main overpass project is next year.
Correct. Yeah, this year is a lot of moving the private utilities, moving the public utilities, getting all the preliminary work. Anything they can get done preliminarily, they're going to do, and then next year they're going to start on the overpass.
Okay.
So this year there shouldn't be stoppages. I mean, we should be still believe it should be passable.
No full closure then, but next year a full closure up to 5 months, correct?
Up to 5 months.
All right.
Yeah, they're hoping 2.
Okay, we'll cross our fingers. And I guess while we're on the topic of Hansen Boulevard, there was just an open house recently for the other project north of Highway 10, which is slated for 2019, and that's basically north of Highway 10 to just south of Main Street. They're going to redo that and make it safer.
Correct. Yeah. Right. Including by the newly renovated or to be renovated Lions Park, over the creek, and that's going to be a big project there. And that one they're going to try and keep open. They're going to try and keep at least one lane of traffic moving.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be, that moves a lot of cars. It's still going to be a backup.
Yeah, rush hours in morning, afternoon, that does handle a lot of traffic. So 2019 will be an interesting year of construction for Hansen Boulevard.
Yes, it will.
All right. Council considered a resolution amending the budget. This is for a new mower.
Yeah, so the Bunker Hills Golf Course is redoing all of the bunkers. You've got a course that's 50 years old, and you need to keep it current. You need to always be challenging the golfers and designing it to current standards and make it an exceptional play, the experience exceptional for the golfers. And to that end, they're redoing all the bunkers, and it's requiring a different kind of a lawnmower, so they're getting another zero turn with this flexible deck. And it's gorgeous up there. I mean, they're doing such a beautiful job on those bunkers, and it's nice. They're going to be ready for that 50th anniversary and big celebration July 8th.
Yeah. That's coming up here quick. I've been up there a couple times recently. We're working on a video for the 50th anniversary as far as the history of the golf course, and beautiful course. We were just out there in that last night. Men's league, not a place to park. I mean, it's just so well used.
They had, I think the record night for men's league is 270 golfers, and they tied that. That was a record from a while back, and they tied that last week or the week before. We were out last week with the city manager and the golf superintendent and the director of golf, Tim Anderson, and looking at all the changes, looking at all the improvements, and even what I like even more than that is both of the Brad Habel and Tim Anderson, their attitude. I mean, they are so excited to be there. They love that golf course. They just want it to be great. And you can't ask for anything better than that in people that are in charge.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
And all the people we've talked to and interviewed said the exact same thing. It's a great course, fun course to play, and a lot of great people. So.
You know what? And just a sidebar, combined with the experience up there at Kendall's with Morrissey Hospitality, I'm elated. I'm just elated. It's going so well up there. Yeah, we got new uniforms. The servers.
Okay.
Yeah. So
didn't get inside, but I'll have to check that out. But again, like you said, Sunday, July 8th is the actual 50th anniversary celebration. They're going to have a lot of fun activities going on. I think some free golf instruction there with Golf Tech and.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have entertainment and all kinds of things. Yeah.
So people have to check that out. All right, that is all we have to talk about from our meeting on Tuesday, May 15th. We'll move back to our first one of the month, which was on, like we said, May the 1st. Got things going with the council meeting. One of the first items there was the oath of office for our newest police officer.
Our newest police officer, Derek Berggren. And like the police chief said, he was very happy. Great guy, great experience. Experience in the private industry, experience working for the Anoka County Sheriff's Office, and he's a Coon Rapids resident. I love that. His wife was there to pin the badge on him, and just seemed like a real nice man.
All right. Well, congratulations to him. We also had a proclamation for National Public Works Week, which is actually going on this week that we're taping this. I know this was proclaimed earlier this month.
Yeah, Public Works Week celebrated May 13th through 19th, and it was kicked off with the Public Works Garage Open House on May 12th. you know what? I really encourage folks to next year get that in their calendar. It's one of the most. I was so impressed the first time I toured that Public Works facility to see the infrastructure, to see the equipment it takes to keep a 23 square mile city and with running. And it's really good. We got a bunch of great staff and top equipment and.
Yeah, and they had great weather for that open house as well.
It was perfect. Yeah. The gal clicking at the door, she said they had over 320 people.
Wow.
So, yeah. Plus the police training, the new police training facility was open the same hours, also located there, and that was real fun to see the new Milo system, the training system, and the training facility, and the Carlson training facility.
Yeah, as it's known.
Named after our former retired detective Pat Carlson, so that was nice.
All right. We had two other proclamations. These were related to Poppy Days, one for the American Legion and one as well for the VFW.
Right. Yep. To honor the vets, and those will be distributed this weekend, the 18th and 19th. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah, and they'll be at various locations around town. They're given away. They're just given out, and then there's an opportunity for donations if anybody wants to contribute anything.
All right. Council approved a one-year extension of a site plan for the Vanman Architects. This is for Spirit of Grace Church, and we also had establishing a new polling location kind of as a separate action.
Yep, separate action, but definitely related. The Spirit of Grace Church is located on Woodcrest Drive over kind of by Knox Sliding Hill, by Home Furniture and things. And they started getting ready to do all this project last year, and they weren't quite ready to pull the permits to start the project, waiting to get their funds in order. So we gave them a one-year extension on their variance or their site plan approval. And now that they are going to be doing the construction, that is the polling place for precinct 3-4. So because that's going to be under construction during the election, those folks will be, we established a new voting place, polling place at Coon Rapids VFW.
Okay.
So there will be two precincts, I think it's two precincts at Coon Rapids VFW then.
Okay, but folks that probably have a changing poll, I do believe they are notified if their poll is moving.
They're notified, yep. But if you've been voting at Spirit of Grace, you're going to be going to the Coon Rapids VFW this year, I'm sure.
Okay. And while we're on the topic of elections, filings for public office open next week.
May 22nd, the filings for public office and municipal offices. We have 3 local on the ballot, and we have mayor and Ward 3 and Ward 5.
Okay. So that's the time for folks, if anyone's interested in running for office, that they would sign up and do that. I believe it's open for 3 weeks, if I recall. So it closes on the 12th of June, it looks like. Tuesday the 12th, I believe. Or is it 2 weeks?
I didn't think it was 3 weeks.
Maybe it's 2 weeks. Get it in the first 2 weeks just to be safe. But you can find all that information on the Secretary of State's website as far as all those deadlines.
Yep. Or locally, if you have any questions about that, check with the clerk, city clerk.
Yes. All right. Moving forward here, Council awarded a couple contracts. These are related to the street reconstruction projects that are going on this summer.
Right. It wouldn't be summer if it wasn't construction.
This is in addition to Hansen Boulevard.
Right, exactly. So Coon Rapids, really, the council has always, as far as I know, prioritized, quality of life. And quality of life means a good street in front of your house. So to that end, we are doing 8.7 miles of streets around town this year, a few different projects. But one is 29 different streets and the other is 19 different streets. So we're not going to go through and list off all, 48 streets? Help me with my math here.
Quite a few.
It's quite a few. But if they're doing your street, you would have, or if you're going to be impacted by that, you would have gotten a card in the mail. You would have already been notified.
So those folks that are sort of being assessed or anything for these projects do already know about that.
Absolutely.
All right, and that work will be getting underway here in the next couple of months, I imagine.
Sure.
All right. We had another awarding of a contract. This is for miscellaneous park and trail improvements.
Yeah, so we had 3 different park and trail improvement, basically trail reconstructions or trail improvements. Burl Oaks and Prairie Oaks Park and Vineyard Park. And the Vineyard Park was also, I believe, a basketball court or something, or I don't remember. It was more than just a trail reconstruction.
Yeah. All right, so more park improvements going on this summer.
Yep.
As well. I did just look that up. Candidate filing period, May 22nd through June 5th. So
Okay.
it is 2 weeks,
Yeah.
not 3 weeks.
It seemed like a really long time.
Got to make up your mind.
Yeah.
You got the 2 weeks. All right. One other item here. Council adopted a resolution approving a registered land survey. This subdivides some acres, 7.47 to be exact, into 8 tracts. And again, we've talked about this previously. Again, is this the Port Riverwalk area?
Yes.
So this is just more of that?
Yes. Because the old Coon Rapids Shopping Center, because it's now all combined to be Port Riverwalk, and it combines over the Coon Rapids Boulevard extension and the old where the Birchview Motel is. It really needed to all be cleaned up. So this is just replatting it so that it can be sold out for development.
Okay.
And so I think, oh, you know what? It was actually on part of the HRA agenda that same night and we established a sale price for that property too.
Okay.
And we're selling it for $2 million.
Okay. For the parcel. So this would be for whatever development goes on there at this point? Okay.
Right.
But again, those plans have not been formally approved, but
Right.
still in that process.
Yep.
All right.
Everything so far has been really nice project. Centra Homes is the one that has the that we see moving forward with this, and they've got some real nice product, real nice townhomes.
All right. So we'll be seeing more to come on that as well.
Sure.
One other item we wanted to talk about, this was brought up under other business, was the kind of the future of the Riverwind building. I feel like we've been talking about this now for a while. Kind of like, do we want to save it? Do we not want to save it? What's the latest there?
So we had a little, we had a workshop on this, and Peter Bodley, who covers the city local for the newspaper, he does a great job. And that article really reflected the conversation really accurately. It really sounded like there wasn't any path forward for that building. But it's important to realize that at a workshop, no formal decision is being made. And what we actually did at that workshop was send it back to the park commission for a recommendation from them. They've made their recommendation. We haven't taken an action on it yet. And it actually kind of changes direction again, because the park board thinks that there should be a community meeting space there. Well, if there really needs to be a community meeting space there, we really need to consider keeping that building, because it's really the most affordable way to end up with meeting space there. So no action's been taken. The building is still going to be there, and there will be a public meeting that, where a decision will be made eventually.
Yeah. But the big issue, the main issue comes down to money. Like, can we afford to save this? Correct?
It does, right, and that's what really kind of stirred the pot, because to completely redo the building really nice, it was going to be over $600,000.
Right.
Well, maybe we don't need to redo the whole building. Maybe we only need to redo this section of the building. The building had hail damage last year, so we're already going to get a roof covered by insurance. If we, and that's a very big piece of the curb view of that building. So if you get a nice new roof on there, that's going to change the appearance. Clean up the landscaping, it's going to change the appearance. So there's going to be a lot of conversations upcoming before that building stays or goes, completely remodeled, partially remodeled. We're going to figure it out.
Okay. And this park though is being redone this year, correct?
The park is being redone, and because this is where the pickleball courts are going to be, we really need to have restrooms there. And so you've got to factor in, $100,000 or whatever it is to drop in one of those portable buildings. Yeah. Well, or you reconfigure these bathrooms in this building. If meeting space is important, they called it one of the suggestions was a right size community space building. Well, to get this equivalent of the meeting space that's there, it would be really expensive. I mean, we've just built a couple buildings, and they're really expensive. So I think we really need to look seriously at working with what we've got there.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, so stay tuned on that.
Stay tuned.
We'll hopefully have a decision eventually on that.
Well, eventually something will be decided.
Yeah, and it seems like something needs to be decided this year. I mean, with the construction project going on.
If the building was going to be removed, this would be the year to do it, when the contractors are there, when all the equipment is there. Yeah. But we don't have a budget to replace it with a gazebo, and a gazebo wouldn't meet community space meeting needs. Yeah. You know, there's a lot that needs to be considered here.
All right. Before we go, we wanted to mention that the neighborhood meeting series kicks off here in June.
Hard to believe that's already kicking off.
Yeah, yeah.
So June 12th, kicking off at the Boulevard Plaza, formerly known as Boulevard Park, which is out front of the Coon Rapids Ice Center. And it's going to be in conjunction with the grand opening of the splash pad. Yeah. So it's going to be a really fun meeting in the park. Plus, we should have our new show trailer there. So it's going to be a great show and tell night.
All right. So encourage everybody to come out there. Tuesday, June 12th, meeting gets underway about 6:30. It goes till about 8 o'clock. Yep. Again, there's usually free ice cream, water.
Oh, yeah.
Get updates on what's going on with the city, talk to staff members about if you have any questions. Great place to get those answered. And again, like you said, the splash pad will have its grand opening on that night.
Yeah, yeah. It's the meetings in the park, you know, and this is the first of probably 4 or 5 we'll have this year. If you don't make this one, I really implore you to make it out to at least one. Yeah. Because you can have an informal chat with. We have staff from the utilities, engineering, forestry. There's usually somebody there from the Coon Creek watershed. It's basically anything to do with living in Coon Rapids or living in a house. There's somebody there that can answer your question. Yeah. Plus, most of the city council is usually there, and you can have informal conversations with them. It's great. Real nice.
Just get out and meet your neighbors as well.
And meet your neighbors.
All right. That is all I have, unless there's anything else you want to add.
I don't think so.
All right, perfect. Then we're done. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. And we'll see you back here again after our 2 meetings in June.